Hello and welcome to the Asshole Book Club. I'm gonna be looking at 2 more Reddit posts today. If you're new here, I film usually 3 videos in a day and then post them throughout the week. And yeah. Let's see what we got here. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. A lot of family stuff I noticed on Am I the Asshole? Here we go, something easy peasy. Oh, wait, 2 and 1 little thing, okay. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he ruined my birthday? Or am I the asshole for making my dad cry in therapy? Those both sound pretty entertaining. And let's see how you made your dad cry. And then if I'm in the mood, the second story can be about how your husband ruined your birthday. These are not by the same person, by the way. Alright. Oh, this one's incredibly short. Okay. Alright. Wasn't loading for a second. My mom, my dad, and me, and I went to one of my therapy sessions together yesterday. I have them because I have behavioral issues and autism. Oh no. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay. First, I was just trying to be honest about how much a lot of what my dad does upsets me. He never cleans up after himself, wipes his beard shavings on the bathroom towel, interrupts a lot, makes gross jokes, walks around the house without any clothes on, and more. Ew. I think I talked too much during there because I can't talk about this stuff with home without being yelled at or my dad telling me I nag like a woman. 30 minutes in, he asked me why I'm trying to embarrass him. I said I'm just being honest. Then he got really quiet for the rest of the appointment. Then cried there and on the car ride back. My mom is mad at me and my dad and I aren't talking right now. Okay, that's... I feel like I'd like a little bit more information, but... oh wait, what's this? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1. I talked too much bad about my dad in front of my therapist. 2. He got really upset and both my mom and dad are now upset, so I don't know if I'm the bad guy, even though I feel like I was just being honest. Well, it sounds like your dad is just a gross slob, and a therapy session isn't really about making one person look bad and another person look good. It's about, putting things out there in the open, and then hopefully your therapist, if they're a good therapist, will facilitate a conversation and help you resolve your issues with your dad through that conversation. But it sounds like he just shut down and turned into a little crybaby bitch. So, yeah. Not the asshole that your dad doesn't know how to freaking talk about, why you might be upset by him walking around in the nude, it sounds like, or leaving, pubic hairs all over the place. Like, and I don't know what gross jokes he tells, but, yeah, he just seems like a fucking pig of a human being. Not your problem. Alright, let's see. Top comment says, not the asshole. Your parents don't seem to understand the point of therapy, which is to get all your feelings out there in the open. Exactly. My guess is that they're doing what a lot of parents do, using family therapy as a weapon to make you into the kind of child they want you to be, not the kind of person you want to be. A bit of a correction there. It's not a family therapy session. It's a private therapy session that they decided to bring their parents to. Technically, the person involved might not have even been a family therapist. I hope that there will be another session where you get to talk about this to the therapist, but my guess is that this will be the end of it. Also, your father's behavior is embarrassing and gross. Yeah. Oh, and they replied with, I always thought it was normal dad behavior. No. No. Alright, besides people saying your dad sucks, we've established that. There's one more longer comment. Walking around naked in front of your opposite sex child and making inappropriate jokes borderlines as non-contact sexual abuse. Also, he cried about that in front of you and your mom. I'm all for grieving, but that's just acting like a toddler, and your mom is a major enabler. Addressing his upset at his bad behavior being pointed out instead of your upset about his bad behavior is the first place. Bad behavior in the first place. Him crying was just part of the whole manipulation. If your mom hadn't been there to witness the cry, he wouldn't have behaved like that, I'll bet. Well, I don't think the poster established their gender, so like I feel like you're assuming about them being the opposite gender, especially since them saying that they nag like a woman has a question mark there. So, yeah, we can't make any assumptions about the person's gender, but regardless of gender, walking around in front of your child in general naked is just inappropriate. And any kind of sexual or lascivious jokes, I don't know if I used that word right, is also just inappropriate. Like, yeah, I don't know, just don't make any sexual comments towards your child at all. And don't walk naked around in front of your child at all. Unless, I don't know, they're like an infant or something. And I don't know what the situation would be where it is appropriate to walk around naked in front of your child, but like, yeah. At a certain age, I would imagine that stops being an appropriate thing. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of people have been posting lately. Let's see. What is going on? Trying to find a good one. Give me a minute. Asking someone to replace my couch? No. Something about a surgery posted on Facebook? No. Getting short with a coworker? Who uses that wording anymore? Am I the asshole for being tired of dealing with my mentally ill mother? Yeah, I'll go with that one as the second story of today. Why not? Hi, Reddit. Hello. I'm here because I'm nearing the end of my rope. Well, climb a little higher. I don't know. I don't know what the rope analogy means. I'm a 36 living in a bi-level house. Okay. A two-story house. I've never heard it called bi-level before. With my mother, MM63. Okay. I don't know what MM means. My mother? Is that you just said my mother? Moving on. And my grandmother, GM83. The latter of whom is the homeowner. We live in a very isolated area, which causes MM significant psychological distress due to her having several different psychological issues like agoraphobia, depression, and CPTSD. Child post-traumatic stress disorder? Chronic post-traumatic stress disorder? I don't know. To name a few, she needs me to come with her in order to go anywhere beyond 10 or 15 miles, and because of our isolation, that's basically the entire trip to the nearest town. We live in this area because we're very poor, and only my GM had had the credit and the savings to buy us a house. She did this because MM, and therefore me, wound up homeless for a while after MM's divorce, which caused the depression and exacerbated her PTSD. The divorce, not the homelessness. First of all, every time I see GM, I think of Game Master and not a grandmother. So I feel like you could have just typed out grandmother. Like, you really didn't save that much space. You also didn't save any space by typing MM. Like, your post is still long. I don't understand why you couldn't just say grandmother and mother. Just a little gripe of mine. Unnecessary freaking abbreviations. Like, how much time are you saving yourself, really? How much time are you saving me, really? None. Because now I'm ranting about it. Hopefully that's enough backstory for you to understand. You gave me nothing, sir. MM is miserable here and spends half of her time in bed because of the depression. When she's not depressed, she's angry and cursing GM's name for putting/keeping her here. We were supposed to move twice already, but because MM and GM have such a fractured relationship, they inevitability. Like, wow, I said that word terribly. They inevitably, there we go, got it on the third try. Have some big argument and do not speak for weeks, so plans always fall through. Curious about that. When she's not doing either of those things, she's rather evenly split between leaving me alone and asking me to go somewhere with her. And if I go with her, things will probably go okay that day. Otherwise, she either cries or yells and starts throwing things. Jesus. The thing is, I've been going places with MM for almost 20 years. I spent my entire life savings, probably a 5-digit figure, keeping her and I off the street when we were homeless because she had very little money, and I refused to abandon her. I've handled her with kid gloves and done my best to be a model son for as long as I can remember, and if it's helping at all, which no longer seems to be, it's doing so at a glacial pace. In my youth, I always told myself I'd endure it and try to help her whenever I can. This started to seriously wane about a decade ago. It dropped further after a divorce, and it plummeted when we were homeless. If it's recovered since then at all, I've burned through it all again. She just refuses to budge. We have to move again, and that's that, I agree, but GM and I can be patient. MM cannot. I'm sick of her constant negativity, and she cannot take criticism of any kind. I've tried to gently encourage her towards dealing with her agoraphobia, and then she freaks out and treats me like shit for days in return. Her psychiatrist seems to do little but agree with her constant dumping, and she's already on the highest safe dosages of Xanax and Paxil. I love her and want nothing more than to see her succeed and be happy again, but she just refuses to compromise or listen for more than a few days. It's getting to the point where I just don't care anymore. Well, if you don't care anymore, then you're in luck, because that means you can just move and get on with your own life. Like you're a 36-year-old, it's time to, go out and do your own thing. It's not really your responsibility to be the parent in this situation. Sorry. Also, a lot of times antidepressants have the side effects of making a person more depressed, so the dosage of pills she's on might be contributing to the issue rather than solving it. It's just a sad fact about the medical industry is medications a lot of the times will create more problems instead of solving any of their pre-existing problems. So yeah, I don't think you're the asshole. I think it's time for you to just move on, Leave the nest, little 36-year-old bird. Spread your wings and fly. Of course you're not the asshole, says the top commenter. And at 36, you have every reason to be burned out and ready to have your own life. Yeah. You need to find an agency that will help your mother, as you simply cannot continue to be with her. Not because you don't care, but because you're just done. Treat it like that. If you knew you could not be there, who would you contact? Here's an example of where you could start if you lived in NC, which you probably don't, but this gives you an idea on how to begin in your own area. NC, North Carolina? I'm guessing? You just want to start collecting names of people and agencies whose work is to help someone like your mother. Even if you do have other family that could help and would help, that can fall through at the drop of a hat. Your mother is not happy even with you helping. She is wearing both you and your Gma out. And she could probably use a shake-up herself, so don't blame yourself for looking for another way. It's only human to want to live as an adult without being tied down in the same way that you have been your entire life. Yeah, that's true. Like, at a certain point, you just have to stop letting it be your problem. Sorry to say. Back. Thank you. Alright, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching or listening to the full video. I appreciate it a lot. And yeah, leave a comment down below what you think of these stories or my take on these stories, or just any comment in general. Have a good day, everyone. Stay safe. I will see you later, and AITA.